Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Super Subs Podcast, hosted by Rish and Narv, the podcast where two bros talk all things footy, drop takes hotter than a manager's seat after a 5-game slump, and discuss who deserves our prestigious award of Super Sub of the Week. It's football talk that feels like you're right here in the room with us, so lace up your boots as we get underway. All right, Narv, you ready to rumble?
Let's do it.
I feel like we got to start on that first before we even jump into any game or super subs first.
Super
and then
subs.
you know the drill.
I'll go first as usual. I'll go with Omar Marmoush as my super sub, just because I think with the title race still on, it looks slim. We'll get to that, but I feel like for City right now, wins are important, but also the goal differential, getting that up is a big one as well. So going up against a tough team like Brentford and getting that third goal, coming into Sunday only being one goal behind, I think that's a big goal. Should City win the league?
Yeah, nice finish. Haaland too.
Haaland.
Changing, evolving as a striker this season. My super sub is on the other horse in the race. Arsenal is leading the pack right now. Martin Odegaard. When he came in, that port was terrible, my guy.
That's terrible.
When he came, Arsenal just were kind of sitting back, and West Ham were kind of dominant from like the second half towards like the 70th minute. But Odegaard came in, some ballsy subs by what's his name, Arteta. Props to him, but Odegaard I thought really changed the game. He had a couple just sneaky passes, like he even linked up with might have been Saka, poor finish. He had a crazy pass to Saka, poor touch, but he ultimately got the assist to Trossard. And who was defending West Ham?
Diouf.
Maybe Diouf, where
Rice slipped in Odegaard, and it was like he was one-on-one.
Yeah, and Diouf, like Odegaard, so like when he's on, like he's got that little shaky to his feints and stuff, and
Yeah.
Diouf like couldn't really put in a tackle, didn't want to cause a penalty, but ultimately got the assist to Trossard. But I thought Odegaard was like classic Odegaard.
That's the old Odegaard that Arsenal have been missing. It's funny because when we were watching the game in my hate watch era, I was like, we just need Odegaard to come on, slow things down, and it's complete opposite for sure.
Yeah, this was one of Eze's poor games too. So again, Eze's been in really good form, one of Arsenal's probably best attackers, but bringing him off for Odegaard, big call by Arteta, but paid off.
Yeah, Arteta made a lot of big calls this game.
Before we jump into that, do you want to jump into, I think, probably the craziest news?
That is so fake.
This week was this massive fight that broke out in the Real Madrid camp. And there's almost like two sides, I guess, to it too. Do you want to kind of dive deep into it? Because you were the one sending me a bunch of these.
Yeah, so apparently there was reports that came out of Marca, which is like the Spanish reports, which is pretty reliable. And then it got into the hands of Fabrizio, and then ultimately David Ornstein, who's I've always said is like the god of the footballing journalist. But ultimately there was a fight in a training session where Tchouaméni made a tackle on Valverde. Valverde didn't like it, and then Valverde was making some hard challenges on Tchouaméni, and that got leaked. And then apparently the next day, Tchouaméni tried to amend and apologize to Valverde. Valverde said nah, and Valverde apparently went flying in, making a tackle during training. Took Tchouaméni's both his legs off the ground. And then they went into the locker room and there was a scuffle.
And also, I think Arbeloa tried to put them on the same
Team, yeah,
team.
to see if that would help, but no, that didn't work. And in the locker room, they had a altercation, and on Valverde's Instagram story, he said he hit the table, um, but he kind of got beat up and uh, cut his head, got a diagnosed with traumatic brain injury, so he's out for like 2 weeks. Had to go to the hospital, in a wheelchair apparently. So insane,
Yeah, I
and
looked
not.
on it was funny on FotMob today, just looking at the starting lineup for El Clásico. It was funny to see Valverde on the injury list. You see head injury, and I'm
Head
like,
injury, yeah.
what could this have been?
Um, and it's just insane because that was not the only thing. There was like a fight between Rudiger and Alvaro, where Rudiger apparently slapped Alvaro Carreras
I'm surprised Rudiger hasn't been in more fights, but like he's always playing around too much with his teammates
a little
sometimes.
bit too much. Yeah.
Like have you seen that clip where he's abusing the Real Madrid coaches, like just slapping
Hmm.
them about?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and then there's apparently petitions. I don't know how accurate this one is, but I think I saw ESPN FC tweet this where there's a petition with like over 2 million people of Real Madrid supporters that signed it that want Mbappe out because he's been on vacay while the team has been suffering these past few weeks since he's injured. So it's just
And,
crazy drama at Real Madrid.
and the crazy thing is Madrid have actually looked better without Mbappe too for those few like kind of throughout the season. Whenever
Yep.
Mbappe's been out, they've been
Hmm.
winning, and you've always kind of speculated like, hey, is there something here where Mbappe is always out and Madrid look good?
And then the last one was, yeah, to your point of them looking good. Mbappe was out last weekend, and Real Madrid apparently put in like one of their better performances of the year. Vinny had, I think, 2 goals, and like after that game, all the players were posting on their IG like stories of just them and Vinny. Um,
Yeah, cryptic messages. It was like this.
yeah,
I think I saw like Bellingham post with like the Real Madrid just starting lineup too.
exactly.
Oh,
So, bunch of drama, and then apparently there's leaks that like some players are a fan of Arbiola, and then there's a list of players who don't like Arbiola, and the same with people who were actually a fan of Xabi Alonso and some who weren't. Um, and so those leaks also apparently Fiorentino Perez said they're basically going to try to find out who the mole is in the locker room that's leaking all this. So
yeah.
hella drama, hella
Who,
storylines.
who do you think the mole is?
So of course we tune into Unk. Um, he's a big Real Madrid fan and has speculation, which I agree with, is Danny Carvajal.
Oh, club
He
captain,
thinks
legend.
he thinks it's either Carvajal or Danny Ceballos. And he thinks it's Carvajal just because he doesn't get along with Arbiola, just because he's not being played over Trent, and he basically wants that World Cup spot for Spain. Um, and right now he's like apparently he's not really injured, but he's just sitting out, and he's gonna basically come back the last game of the year season for his farewell tour, ultimately farewell game.
Hmm.
So either him or Danny Ceballos, who also had like a fallout with Arbiola.
Yeah, because I think I saw Danny Ceballos also like he hasn't been playing, and he's
Hmm.
something about like him upset like why if we're not winning and stuff like the season's basically over, why not rotate your players and
Yeah,
all that drama.
insane. Yeah, just a lot of egos in that locker room. It's a toxic environment.
In homage of this fight in WWE, who do you think let's say that it was an actual fight in
Uh-huh.
WWE style, what do you think their if you had to picture their celebrations, what do you think they would be?
Hmm. I don't know. Maybe Tchouaméni. I could see him being like Randy Orton, the little snake when he's about to RKO, just sneaking up behind him.
Yeah.
Um,
I
Valverde.
I,
I can't
I
really
could
see Valverde scrapping.
I could see Valverde doing the Jeff Hardy, uh,
Uh,
Zelly. Just I don't know the way he like celebrates every time he scores.
yeah.
He's a madman.
I saw somewhere that someone said Arda Güler is just back there hiding away playing with his Legos.
Uh, who could you see being like the Triple H with the water? I could see Rudiger doing that.
Rudiger, yeah, madman.
Out of everyone, I definitely think Rudiger would like if it was a Royal Rumble style. I think
Mm.
Rudiger would be the winner in that team.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, yes, I don't know what's happening, and apparently, so like Jose's close to getting like a agreement done, and he kind of has expressed he wants the job. And I know we were talking earlier today, you mentioned that he has a list of like players he doesn't really want, when he takes over.
Yeah, there's a list, and he also demanded like if he's joining that like he gets kind of full say of like what happens with the dressing room, players coming in and out. He gets to
Mhm.
be the ultimate decider. He basically wants control, which I feel like most managers should
Yeah.
have that. Like you shouldn't have to request it necessarily. Um, but again, I don't know how reliable these sources are, but the players that he does not want or like doesn't care for in his team, the most surprising for me was Valverde. Um, I think he's one of the best players on the squad, but him, Kamavinga, I think we've said that's written the stars where he probably gets a move somewhere. Um, Another one was Vinny, and then not surprisingly, like I always forget he's even on the squad is David Alaba.
Yeah, he can go to Saudi and
Mm-hmm.
close out his career there. Um, yeah, but definitely it's gonna be tough to it's gonna be awkward, I feel like having rolling into next season with Tchouaméni and Valverde.
Yeah.
Um, but hey, Kamavinga, I said it. We'll take you at United. Tchouaméni too. If you gotta go, we'll take the 2 for 1, 2 for 1 special. Vinny too, 3 for 1 special. Out and out winger.
Yeah, Vinny. I don't know about him, but um, I mean, do you want to touch on like the El Clasico? Get that one out the way. I know that's why we kind of delayed this
Yeah,
recording, but
yeah, we can go with start
um,
that game.
I thought first half was actually really entertaining. It was kind of end to end.
Hmm.
You saw that Barca high line still very vulnerable.
Yeah,
Maybe if
poor
Mbappe,
finishing.
yeah, if Mbappe was in, maybe he bags one. But flip side, Barca were just clinical with their finishes. Rashford with a ridiculous free kick,
Yeah,
perfect spot. With Courtois back in the lineup too,
mm.
big body couldn't reach it.
I swore he was captain. I guess not. I thought he was like vice captain. Courtois.
Uh, who were they?
Vinny.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Barca just after they went up two, there were definitely vulnerabilities. Madrid almost had a couple goals, but um, they were just in cruise control. And then that second half was just
Hmm.
Barca were just passing around and
Yeah.
just enjoying themselves.
Second half was neutral point of view was kind of a snooze fest just because it was so dominant by Barca. Um, Real Madrid couldn't really create much. They had one goal I know called back for offside, which was pretty blatant, but other than that, they didn't really create much.
It was crazy to see like Pedri and Fermin Lopez, like they still look like they had so much energy at the end of the game and
Yeah,
barely broke a sweat.
and this was the big reason we kind of delayed the recording was obviously El Clásico is always a big one, but this game with Barcelona winning too, it basically sealed them the title.
Yep, back to back champs in the La Liga.
Hmm.
Their celebration was a little odd. Looked like a bunch of grade school kids playing merry-go-round.
I didn't see it. No, I missed that.
They were just going around like the half circle, holding
Mm.
hands and just going round and round. I was
Oh,
like,
I'm dead.
what is
Yeah.
happening?
Um, yeah, so that's I saw someone say Real Madrid just did three-peat, 3 seasons in a row with no trophy.
Ooh. Who went 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
It wasn't Madrid.
I guess not. Okay, I thought it was Madrid, but someone said they did a three-peat.
Uh, let's check this. Yeah, Madrid won it 3 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
fake facts. Whoever tweeted that.
because that was the year Bellingham went crazy with his
Ah,
BAs.
yeah. Um, yeah, Real Madrid, dark, dark days. Kind of becoming a banter club at the moment with the amount of drama.
Mm-hmm. And sticking to La Liga, I think yesterday Sevilla got a huge win. They were kind of fighting relegation battle, but speaks to just how tight that La Liga table is from like around, I would say, really 10th place down.
Hmm.
Um, 10th place is Osasuna. Ninth is Athletic Club with Bilbao with 44 points. Sasuna with 42, but right now relegation team 18th, they have 37 points. So that's a super tight table. But Sevilla basically went from, in that one win, they went from being in relegation zone to now they're in 13th,
Oh wow.
40
Yeah,
points.
that athletic club you just mentioned, I know Nico Williams, he's been having a poor year.
Yeah.
Crazy how he's like so sought after the Euros and then crazy dip.
Yeah. Ever since he got that new contract with them, he's been poor.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know if you saw also La Liga team, but Rayo Vallecano, they're in the
Vallecano
Vallecano, they're in the
conference
yeah finals for the Conference League.
versus Palace, right?
Yeah, they'll be playing Palace.
Hmm. Palace got some big matches coming up.
But you need to look at their stadium. Vallecano, like they have their training ground looks like something you'd find at like some high school here in the US with like just like patches of like almost like sand, not
Oh,
like
geez.
grass throughout. Like
Yeah.
their stadium's kind of falling apart.
Hmm.
And I think they don't have any hot water for any fans or players
Hmm.
in the stadium. It's crazy.
Very interesting.
And they also don't sell tickets like online. Fans have to come in person and buy it.
Oh, like at the ticket booth?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But a team like that, they're in the finals,
Yeah,
might be winning
crazy.
a trophy over Madrid this year.
Hmm. Upgrade their stadiums and facilities. Um, but yeah, that's a shame losing, letting your rivals kind of secure the title versus you, a rivalry matchup. How I
Yeah,
thought the script was gonna go was flashbacks of like the City United, where City, if they had beaten United at the Etihad, they would have won the title. And they were up 2-0 early, and then we obviously made that comeback in the second half. I was like, oh, I wonder if Madrid will pull that off, but
yeah, you were asking me too. Like, would you rather Barca have won it last week and you guys just Madrid give a guard of honor, or
uh,
would you rather lose to them? And
yeah,
at first I was like, I'd rather lose to them and like put up a fight, show and like if you beat them, like ooh, that speaks volumes. But the way they lost today, I was like, man, hindsight, I would have rather them
give
win
the
it.
guard of honor.
Yeah, guard of honor, and just be like, well, we couldn't have done much. This game was meaningless, so we played poor. But now you don't have
In a
an excuse.
way,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
because they look poor. It did not look like they. I mean, Barca were inevitably going to win the league,
Mhm.
but the way that Madrid performed today was just like
Not
they.
cohesive.
Yeah, and they didn't look like they even cared that Barca were going to win the title. Like they
Yeah.
did.
And towards the end there, he made Alvaro Arbiola. He made like all the youngsters just throw them in. Um, I know pre-chart he's been playing a bit more, but he got PT again, Masatuno, and then there was another youngster that came in. So
Yeah, I saw
yeah,
some drama around Masatuno too about something about like how senior players get to see the medical staff before.
I saw that.
It was so random. I was like, it was in the midst of all this. I was like, bro, no one cares
Yeah,
about
no one
you.
cares about you, dude. Yeah, he's got a little bit of that main character energy,
Yeah, kind of a Garnacho type.
a little bit.
Yeah. Is he Argentinian too?
Yeah.
Yeah. something in the Argentina water.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I guess that's just kind of La Liga. League is wrapped up, but can jump into the Premier League. I guess first, do you want to touch on your boys?
Yeah, it was disappointing game. It's getting a little spooky now with Bruno for the assist record. He has 2 games left for 2 assists. Um, but overall, I didn't think we played that well again. I know we've already got the Champions League secured, but still, I want to see like these type of games. It's like testing Carrick and his coaching abilities versus like mid-level teams, kind of. Which I've always said I'll judge on versus him playing the top teams. And then is also we had a lot of rotation, so Xerxes played because Sesko's hurt. Mount came in for Casemiro.
I thought Mount looked pretty decent though.
He didn't play that bad.
Yeah, I thought he
Um,
filled in well. I thought Xerxes was a little
Xerxes
poor,
was poor, man. He
and
was poor.
there were a few chances in the first half where he just it is his personality where he's kind of nonchalant. But I was just like, man, if Sesko was in that position, he would have had a shot on target or
Hmm.
even buried it.
Yeah, and even like Xerxes, he's known for his technical abilities, but like he couldn't even make the ball stick. And I think it kind of showed because we did rotate a lot of players. It did kind of show like which players will be are like United worthy versus who aren't. Um, as much as I love Xerxes as like team spirit and stuff, he's just kind of a waste of space, I feel like, at the club. So it's kind of annoying because we need Bruno to break their record, and also just we need to carry the momentum into next season, like playing well.
Yeah, I
Um,
will say on in terms of like you can see which players are gonna stay and stuff. Like
mhm.
I think the back line is definitely you guys are solid there.
Yeah.
But it's really the attacking options like to surround Bruno with
Hmm.
because and Boemo's fault and like this is another game where like okay Ahmad like this is your time to step up. You're kind of replacing him in Boemo because he's been in poor form, but even he looked really poor this game.
Yeah. He can't even like really beat his man anymore like he used to. I know last season he was beating every defender he's coming up against. Now he's struggling to do that. Um, Shots are always kind of off. So I think it's kind of a lack of confidence. Just, but I feel like when you have competition, that's when your performances rise. But it's the
Yeah.
opposite.
But props
But
to Lissandro Martinez for me too.
butcher, baby. Back.
I, I thought Brobby did give him a handful. I didn't really see Maguire struggling too much with him, but Lissandro, I thought him and Brobby had a couple incidents just back and forth where he's just such a physical guy. But I thought Lissandro Martinez did a pretty good job kind of
Yeah,
keeping him bay.
because I think Martinez kind of does. He's really good at reading the game. Um, you think Bravi's the strongest player in the league or up there? I mean, I think he's up
Yeah,
there, but you think he is the strongest?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's so like compact.
Like he's pretty short, so like it's just
Yeah.
stocky and like Adama Traore is kind of built the same.
Uh-huh.
Definitely a little heavier on the top, but um, I like Robbie. I feel like he's actually got some technical abilities.
Mm, a little bit. I think he's still a little raw in terms of like finishing and link up
Mhm.
play, but hold up play, yeah, he's insane at that. Um, I think Sunderland was the better team this game. Talby, I thought, had a really good game.
Oh, he was cooking Mazarawi out
Yeah.
there. Mazarawi was like, hey, because Talby's Moroccan too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was just like, "You've had a poor season. Let me help you out here, buddy."
Yeah, for sure.
He was cooking them all game.
Yeah. Then I think Lamans had a good game, kind of redeemed himself from the mistake last week. But
Hmm.
other than that, man, 0-0 game. It's the first time I think this is the first game we failed to score under Carrick. First 0-0 game of our season. So
Yeah.
a very, as people would say, that's a very believable game.
Yeah, I thought Sunderland definitely deserved to win this one.
Hit the post once.
Post, But yeah, some other players that stuck out to me from Sunderland and kind of all season. I think he was in our transfer of this team season, the one we did with Trey. But um, Omar Alderte or
Uh,
Alderete,
mhm.
um, because he came from Ultimate Ball Getafe, and like we knew his physical and like defending capabilities, but him also like coming out the back, like he had a few plays where he was like, I think he Meg Xerxes at one point. Like his
Yeah,
passing range is pretty impressive. Like um Sunderland.
I don't think he made our team of the year or season transfer of the season. I think it was the other Sunderland back, Nordi Makulele that we had,
It was him. Yeah.
but he was impressive too. Um,
hmm That's a good partnership. Like Sunderland, just props to how they've been recruiting
yeah,
players.
especially with like Dan Ballard doing serving suspension, Makulele is so versatile filling.
Uh, and then jumping to our game, we played Liverpool, also tied 1-1. Um, Gravenberch scored a goal really early on, like 5 minutes into the game. Um, and I was like, this is gonna be long days. Like, but
That was a worldie. Never seen
no,
him strike a
ridiculous.
ball like that.
Um, but then Enzo ended up scoring, which yeah, I think it was
Sure.
credit to
Yeah,
him. I
Mr.
think.
OnlyFans. That was a crazy picture, man. That was
Did you
awesome.
see? He posted on his story and explained it,
I
like
didn't
talking
really
about.
see the explanation. I just saw the picture. I was like, what?
Yeah, apparently he was trying to dry his shorts,
Uh-huh.
and he was putting it out, and then he was on the just the board, and then I guess he got drifted away from his
Uh,
shorts, and he's like, "Oh shoot!" So then,
yeah.
like his friends and his girlfriend were like, just messing with him and taking pictures.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it was like weird. I was like, "Why do people care? Like, why do people care? Like, he's just with
Yeah,
his, it's like his what or
true. It's not like he's cheating.
yeah, because
Yeah.
that's his wife, right? Not his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I thought Enzo looked really good, but man, I happy to see Colwell back.
Hmm.
I thought he looked really good. Played the
Surprised he played the full 90.
Yeah, played the full night. He was limping kind of towards the end. I was like getting nervous, but I think it was
Yeah.
just a cramp or something. Um,
Yeah, I
but
thought you guys started off slow until you guys got the goal.
yeah, and Colwell too, just like harping on him, like where I think we've missed him is his passing abilities too.
Hmm.
Because you see Chalaba and Tosin, they're just I love Chalaba, but like he always plays a safe option, typically back to the keeper. Tosin and him just never penetrate the other team. They're just side to side passes or backwards. But Colwell, I think he had 6 successful long balls. Um,
You
most
love them
passes,
long balls. No, I'm kidding.
dude. They're clean. And
I
like
know
he
you love.
always
Yeah.
plays those like line breaking passes. Like,
He had one where he had that crazy line breaking pass to Palmer that started that breakaway, and Palmer passed it to I forget who, but effed up the shot, I think.
mm,
Um, but yeah, those I think you guys have missed that
yeah,
for sure.
he's a solid like piece to us, like in the back there. So him, I thought Hato. I've been speaking about him for a while, but if Kukurea, I think he's pretty unhappy and is looking to make a move. I do really like him, but I'm not too pressed if he does, because I think Joao Hato he's a really good player.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm still not fully convinced on Hato. Like I said, I still think he's slightly raw. Need time to develop.
I think defending wise, he's a little more susceptible than Kukurea, but going forward, I think he's actually better than Kukurea.
Yeah, he's much more athletic.
hmm His dribbling too is pretty elite for a defender.
But he has a good environment to learn from to refine his defending. I mean, you got Reece James and Cowell there to help you out. So,
hmm
um, where was speaking of James, where was he this game? I don't think he started.
No, he's come back from injury, so he kind of subbed on kind
Hmm.
of last half hour, but
Yeah.
um, yeah. just came back from injury. So
Yeah, and this was a big result coming off. So I think you guys played Monday versus Forest, took a spanking. Um, I know João Pedro got that crazy bike as like a consolation goal, but I didn't really catch that game or highlights. I don't know if you had thoughts on that game before this one.
no, we
You
just
guys were
looked.
just off of it.
Yeah, we looked poor. And it was sad because Nottingham also like they were kind of saving up for Europa League versus Villa, and so we were playing basically their second team, and we still looked really
Ah,
poor.
mm. Yeah, I saw that youngster for you guys had that crazy. He got like knocked out midair or
Mhm.
something.
And then Morgan Gibbs White too, getting freaking
Oh, that was
like
disgusting.
you could
That
see
was
his
giving me the
goal,
shimmers, shivers. Yeah,
dude. It was crazy. He made the bench too for the Europa League game against Villa. He didn't come on, but like
yeah,
if he needed to get called upon, like he was an option.
yeah. That was disgusting. Cause I texted you, I was like, "What's that white thing on Gibbs White?" And you're like, "That'd be his goal." Like what?
Dude, it
I
was crazy.
was like, "They just band-aided it up." That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point too. Like coming off of that game,
Hmm.
I wasn't expecting much against Liverpool, so I'm even surprised we got a point.
Yeah,
I was really honestly expecting us to lose because Liverpool are still kind of fighting to secure the Champions League spot. So
yeah. Um, and then I think that second half performance is definitely a good momentum uh, for you guys to carry into the FA Cup final next weekend.
yeah, hopefully we can win a trophy this year. Um,
Yeah.
Given how poor the season's gone.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, you'll take that any day. So,
and then just looking at the table, so Liverpool's in fourth, and then we are sitting in ninth. So we're
Yeesh.
about 10 points behind Villa and Liverpool. So dark days.
Not looking good, bruv.
Nope. But uh, we did make a prediction early on to the season where we said Bournemouth would finish top four. Right
Oh, that
now,
was all you. Yeah.
was
I
that me?
yeah.
Yeah, Bournemouth, they're sitting in sixth so they're 4 points back from top
Mm.
four. So again,
Sheesh.
another big time call. I think they've gone 16 games where they haven't uh lost yet,
Mm.
the past 16 games.
That
So
Ryan kid is picking it up again.
dude, he looked ridiculous over the weekend.
Yeah. But it is crazy. I saw reports Anthony accepting Palace job. I don't know if it's done and dusted.
Hmm.
I was like, dude, that's a kind of a downgrade
Or if anything, that's a
or a
lateral.
lateral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was expecting a bigger move. I was like, dude.
That's kind of weird.
Um, but yeah, Bournemouth, they're sitting in sixth. And then another team that's, they've been sneakily pretty good this year is Brighton. And I saw Hertzer got a new 3-year contract, which I think is very well deserved.
Yeah. He's brought this because they're always like got the players to finish at like that like Europa League spot at least, but they're always like mid-table whenever you look at it, but they're actually making the push this year.
And I saw Hertzer taking a page off Arteta's book a few training sessions ago where he called in like a MMA guy, UFC fighter,
Oh, I didn't see that.
to work on corner kicks. I was like, bro, what is
Uh,
this?
yeah.
All right. That's all I had on our boys.
Yeah. Split the points with Liverpool. Liverpool fans are not happy with Slot. With that substitution when Rio got taken out, they're booing him. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, I thought Rio was the one bright spot too,
Hmm.
for Liverpool, and Isak. He's looked just out of it since he
You see
returned.
the training picture of Isak, his knee?
No.
That was nasty. I'll have to send it to you. But there's like a doctor that responded to it, and they're like, I can confirm that Isak, like his pace and stuff, is never going to be the same. I was like, damn.
Ooh, did it look messed up?
Yeah, it like looked deformed almost.
My gosh. Yeah, Rio is kind of scary. I was getting a little jealous that he's
Chelsea
for
product.
Liverpool. Yeah, Chelsea product. I was like, dude, we could have had him, but
Hmm.
like at his age, he just looks fearless. You love to see it, and then
Yeah,
his
people be giving the Max Dowman hype, but I think Rio's
uh,
better.
nah, Dowman deserves the hype too, though. He deserves, but Rio, like,
He got one charity goal and a few cameos.
like Rio, he reminds me of I don't know, kind of not really Doku in terms of. I'm just trying to think of a comp, but like,
Yeah, he's very good at standing up a defender one on one and kind of beating them.
yeah, and the ball always seems to stick to his foot so well,
Hmm.
like that close dribbling control.
Yeah,
But yeah, I thought
he's a
he was one,
talent.
and I was surprised he got taken off. To your point,
Slot can't take off his boyfriend Gapco.
yeah, Gabko was just terrible. But
Hmm.
moving on to City, I didn't catch their midweek game, but they dropped points to Everton, like you called. They tied, so they're essentially 2 points behind Arsenal, assuming they win their next one. They have a game in hand, but do you want to touch on the Everton game? I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, I can kind of catch up on that game before the Brentford one. Yeah, so City midweek traveled to the Hill Dickinson, Everton's new stadium, and they got a lead right before halftime through a crazy Doku goal. Um, but then Everton, I mean, they really had a lot of chances, and Jai missed a few good ones. And then out of all people, Tierno Barry levels it. Um, and then Everton, what was it? I think O'Brien gets a goal. Um, and then Tierno Barry gets another goal. So Everton at this point, 3-1. Tierno Barry gets his second goal in the 81st minute, so 10 minutes left. They're up 3-1. Um, Looks spooky for City, but then after Tierno Barry's goal, Holland literally goes straight from kickoff, gets a goal back 3-2, and then dying minutes, seconds of the game, Doku, another worldy to level at 3-3, to rescue savor at least a point. I guess at this stage, a point's better than nothing, but still, massive 2 points left on the table. Doku, that celebration was good. He shushing the Everton crowd with the third goal. I was like, bro, why are you shushing? You guys had to win this game.
Yeah, Doku, he scored another worldy of a goal this weekend, but
Mm,
I
yeah.
saw his comments too, where I guess a lot of fans have been comparing him to Sterling when he was at City, but he was kind of upset where he was like, Sterling would score like 8 goals, like tap ins. He's like, I don't score tap ins.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing like Sterling.
Nah,
I think Doku's better one on one than Sterling, too.
I agree. Yeah. Sterling, like we can't forget his rise as such a young teenager, but like
Yeah.
he did have to evolve his game eventually, and like when he was kind of end of City, like
Hmm.
definitely at Chelsea, like he wasn't the same player when he was younger, but I
True.
I do think Doku's still really young, but
Hmm.
um I do think he's a little more he has a different level to his game.
Yeah. I think when it's said and done, Doku, I think, could become a better player. I
Mhm.
think as of now, like Sterling, his end products was a lot better. Um,
Yeah, that's where like because people were laughing at the comments in terms of like, yeah, Sterling. It was like they made it sound like Sterling was kind of a clown, but like it's just because like people just remember him being washed at like Chelsea and stuff like
Mm.
that. Like he was a good player, like for Liverpool
Yeah.
in the early
Broken at
stages.
like what, 15 years old, 16?
Yeah, and like his finishing,
Um,
like you said, was insane.
yeah.
Uh,
Doku's just his that one on one is just crazy. Beating
mhm.
players one on one.
Yeah, but for the weekend game, this was definitely a must win for City.
And Brentford looking to get European spot.
Yeah, that's true. Um, so I mean, it was a big game, and it definitely was back and forth for a while. But I think City were definitely the more dominant team throughout. Brentford had a couple chances that I can remember, but second half once Doku scored that goal, I felt like there was like a sense of relief, like
Yeah.
all right, and then kind of the floodgates opened after that.
hmm I think Igor Thiago had kind of poor finishing this game. Same with when he played against us.
Yeah,
Just
it was worse with you guys, I think.
yeah. He had like one chance that was like on a plate this game and yeah, didn't put it away. So what do you think about the one? I think the only one challenge was like the Mateus Nunes kind of pull on Sade.
I thought it was a little soft, like if it was given.
Yeah. Especially because the ball was kind of played way behind him.
Hmm.
Um,
And even Holland's been funny this year, like how he always turns up second half for being so quiet the first. Like even this
yeah.
one, he had maybe 2 touches in the first half, and
hmm
I think both of those were headers, and they were just like poor headers.
Yeah.
Second half, he just like ultimately like flipped for
Yeah,
the first.
exactly. Um, yeah, I don't think I have really like much negative talking points on City. I thought they were kind of in cruise control, especially that second half. I think the only player who's slightly dipped, Semenyo.
Yeah, he's been shocking.
Yeah, the way he started at City. I mean, the way he played at Bournemouth and the start at City to like where he is right now. I thought he's been a little bit dip of form.
Yeah, but if you think about like how City play versus Bournemouth, like maybe they just didn't get their recruitment right with Semenyo. Because I mean, Bournemouth, they were just a high energy, high press team.
Yeah.
City do that too, but like teams are really sitting off of City and like
hmm
they respect them, whereas like Bournemouth, they're not. So like he had
Yeah.
a lot of space to run in behind and stuff and like
hmm
use his athleticism. So I don't know, maybe he's really not fit for this type of team.
Team. Yeah.
Raises some question marks, but he started really well with them too. So
hmm It's just a little concerning. Like even his like first touches are like off. I was like, oh, come on, dude.
mhm.
Messes up the flow of the game for him.
Yeah, I thought Johnny Reinders, I thought he slid in pretty well. I thought maybe there would be question marks with Nathan Ake and Gahey kind of partnering for the first time with Kuznetsov out.
Ake was rolling back the years. He had a good
Yeah,
game.
thought he looked solid. So yeah, didn't really have anything negative either.
Yeah. Pep at the end, press conference. Go Irons.
Go Irons!
Left the room. That's goofy.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of West Ham, I thought today was their chance to pick up a point, help us in terms of seeing Spurs get potentially relegated and also Arsenal's title chances. And
hmm
I think the biggest talking point is so Arsenal won 1-0, but West Ham did equalize in, I think, like the 5th minute of stoppage time. What did you think of that? But they called it back. VAR took a really long time, told Chris Kavanagh to go look on it himself in the video monitor. Ultimately, he called it back for Pablo fouling Raya. I guess he stuck
Yeah.
his arm out and Raya couldn't fully claim the ball and catch it. Um, so, what did you think about that decision, overturning his original decision, which was not a foul and a goal?
Yeah. So I think after I had time to cool off my head, I think I think it's in the grand scheme of things, letter of the law, it is a foul, but the way the season has been going and calls that have been going this year, like it's just not consistent. Um, 'Cause I think Arsenal have gotten a lot of goals kind of same way. Um,
Yeah, I mean, you and Trey were texting a bunch of
yeah.
uh, prior videos of goals Arsenal were getting, and
Yeah, a bunch of
how
like
Arsenal was
even
scoring.
bunch of like teams fan accounts were posting and they're like, "Oh, but this isn't a foul, blah blah blah," when they conceded and stuff. Someone's like everyone's keeping the receipts. Uh but yeah, I was like I think Peter Schmeichel also said it best is like it's just making these type of decisions at this time of the year, like now you want to make the calls is like it just uh it's just not consistent, which makes it frustrating. Um, because it is a foul. But if you wanted to let it slide the entire year, why are you now just calling it? Um, so that's the annoying part. And I think West Ham players were getting fouled more. Like
Yeah.
Trossard was holding that Pablo dude and someone else. Declan Rice was straight up hugging Mavropanos.
And Somerville beforehand.
Yeah. And then Tadibo was getting hugged as well. So I feel like there's so many fouls in there. And I think Jared Bowen came out and said, yeah, he might have stuck his arm out, but like the problem with VAR is if you keep looking at it slow mo for like a good 5, 10 minutes, like obviously you're just gonna keep trying to nitpick at something.
Yeah, and from like a goalkeeper perspective too, like when it's that crowded, like you're never gonna have a clean catch, you know? Like that's when you're supposed to always punch it out, like just get something on it. Because catching it's like the worst thing in that type of situation because even if you get two hands, like it's gonna be hard to come down with it, like just
Yeah.
punch it away. So like I mean that's also on Ryan not to make that decision of not punching it away. Like you gotta
Hmm.
go up strong. And I feel like I think
Very
he
soft.
I think he made a mule of it a little. Like
Yeah.
I've seen keepers in worse situations and they deal with it fine. I thought Raya theatrically fell afterwards too. And Arsenal throughout the game were kind of throwing themselves like Lewis Skelly was doing that a couple times. I thought Victor Gyökeres did that a couple times for like how
Yeah.
big he is. Like when he falls, like even against Atletico in the Champions League, he was like he throws his body like
Yeah.
looking for that call.
Gabrielle falls all the
Oh yeah, Gabriel.
time. And I don't think it's just like this game instance. It's like throughout
No.
the season, and that's what makes people like hate Arsenal is they always pull these antics. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, to me too. It is a foul, but it's not consistent with what you've been seeing.
Yeah,
Uh,
literally. You see it week in, week out.
And my issue is like if you're VARing it for, I think they VAR'd it for like 5 minutes. Like
Hmm.
at that point, like if you're trying to convince yourself that it was a foul, why
Yeah.
not? You know,
Hmm.
like just stick with your original call, unless there's
Exactly.
a blatant mistake.
Hmm. Um, yeah, Arsenal get away with another one, man. Uh,
And I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I think this game deserve. I think West Ham deserved a point too, and that's like bias aside. I think Arsenal opened the game pretty strong, but West Ham that second half definitely looked like the more dominant team, um, and more likely to score.
yeah, totally agree. Um, and I know you mentioned, I think it was a while ago, but like, yeah, it sucks for West Ham because, like, obviously with the relegation going on, but also like, Arsenal fans saying like, oh, people just cry more, whatever. But like, you've mentioned it, and I'll bring it back up. But like, Arsenal, the 1-0 game versus Brighton, where Brighton ruled out, like the penalty that they should have gotten. Um,
And this was Premier League coming out and saying they made a mistake.
exactly. These are all Premier League, saying they made a mistake. The 2-1 win versus Chelsea, Arsenal, VAR should have given a penalty for Rice grabbing Hato. Um, Arsenal's
And
1-0 win versus Everton.
and
Um,
there was one real quick. Sorry to cut you off, but like in the Liverpool
I think your game.
our game, there was another one where I guess Premier League hasn't said they came out and made a mistake, but questionable where Raya literally punched João Pedro in the face, completely
Yeah, yeah,
questionable.
for real. And the Arsenal's 1-0 win versus Everton. If you remember when Saliba kicked Barry, that thing should have been a PK. So crazy, crazy.
Yeah, and this is like these are not just instances where we're just cherry picking. These are ones where Premier League's like, hey, we made a mistake,
Hmm.
and they're all adds up to like 5 points right there.
Exactly. So frustrating and also kind of sad for West Ham because that would have been a big point versus a team like
Yeah,
Arsenal.
I feel like West Ham just didn't take their chance enough. Like I blame them at times where there was a period in the so first second half I thought West Ham played phenomenal. They
Hmm.
dominated, and the big chance I remember was Mateus Fernandez. It's not his
Yeah.
forte finishing, but still good save though near
Hmm.
post. Um, but in that first half, there was a period where what's his face went down, Ben White, and
Mm.
then it was Rice playing right back for a while, and
Yeah.
you could see just the shakiness with him back there.
Hmm.
And Somerville was just having a field day, but I feel like he was excited and like you could see him enjoying himself. Like, oh, I got to take on Rice. Like this is easy
Yeah.
money, but I felt like he wasn't like trying to grab that goal. I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, that first half was that was definitely a mismatch. Even though Ben White's been a little off of it this year, I think Somerville would have cooked Ben White as well. Um,
Yeah, Somerville looked really good this game. Him and Diouf.
yeah, their link up play, crazy.
But yeah, I
Uh,
just feel like they didn't capitalize on that because it was
yeah, I
such
don't think so
a
either.
mismatch.
Um, and then Bowen, he had that one crazy pass. I don't know if you remember, like the needle pass, or almost like,
Mm,
uh, cause I think it was the Castellanus dude.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, West Ham, yeah, Fernandez, that was a clear cut chance. Um, I don't think he really did much wrong.
Yeah, it was a good save. Yeah.
Yeah, because if it was far post, I think that's what most keepers would have expected. But so I think he was trying to be clever doing it near post. But I think that was one player, your boy, shining light for West Ham, controlling that midfield, especially that second half. Again, this game I thought Bowen was more impactful than Saka. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
and then I think another big talking point was Zubamendi came in for the injured Ben White. Um, I think it was around like the 20th minute, but then Arteta made the changes in what I think it was the 60th minute, and one of the players taken out was Zubamendi. I was like, oh, savage.
Sorry, I think my laptop froze there, but you were talking about
Oh,
Zubimendi getting subbed
Zubamendi,
out.
yeah, who came in as a substitute for Ben White, and then he was the one that got substituted himself later.
Yeah, we were talking about it. Like he looked sleepy coming off the bench. Like his
Hair was
shirt
kind
was
of a mess.
untucked, hair was a mess. Like you could see his undershirt. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
this guy's about to be. He's gonna make his classic Zubamendi mistake, leading to a West Ham goal. And yeah, he looked poor. Like there was that one breakaway that they had. I think
He passed that out of bounds.
Aka. Yeah, it was just poor pass. It was a simple through ball too.
Hmm.
But yeah, he brought that was kind of questionable. I was like, Zubamendi, like, was he really that bad to,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
waste a sub? But it paid off.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like Lewis Skelly kind of secured that spot now for himself to finish out the year.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Mhm.
And I'm kind of happy for him because I feel like he was a young player where, you see these cases where they kind of, once they're on a high and they start getting benched and stuff, it hurts,
Yeah.
kills their confidence. But yeah, he's a good player.
Mm, yeah, he
Reminds
is.
me of Nico O'Reilly a little in terms of his versatility.
Yeah, not as great. Um,
Yeah, I think going forward, I think Nico O'Reilly is a little better, but
mhm.
in terms of like composure and versatility,
I think one thing he definitely has over Nico, is not power. He's strong
really
for
strong.
how old he is. He's crazy strong. Um,
Yeah, I mean, if you really look back, like Arsenal didn't really have that many chances aside from they Hermanson's big save in the first half, and then Trossard hitting the post like in that same play.
mhm.
I don't remember Arsenal having another chance. They shamelessly tried to call a handball on I think it was
Oh,
Pablo
Pablo. Yeah.
laying down.
Uh, Pablo.
Yeah, so Arsenal they have Burnley next, which
Please do us a favor, Burnley.
they'll
Bow
probably
out. Bow out with some pride by defeating or tying Arsenal.
Yeah, and then the big one is in the 2 weeks they go to Palace, which might be a tricky one.
When is the Conference League final? Because I wonder if Palace would sit players. I think it would be after the Prem.
Yeah, it's
Ah,
three days after midweek.
damn. I think Pass will rest. Excuse me. I
Yeah.
think if any teams, I think Burnley could give them the surprise.
You think so?
Maybe. Because what Burnley's almost like Wolves, where they're a sit back team, and Arsenal just teams like that they struggle to break down at
Yeah,
times.
that is true. Struggling against the low block. Yeah. Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah. But City have tough one too. Ending the year with Bournemouth is tricky.
Yeah. And I don't think we touched on it, but Champions League final is also set. And
Mm.
Europa League final will be Bayern versus Arsenal,
Bayern.
or PSG versus Arsenal
Yeah.
in Istanbul, and then Europa League will be Villa versus Freiburg.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Freiburg.
Villa demolished.
Yeah, poor Nottingham. But I think that's back to back to back for Jadon Sancho now. Three European finals in a row.
Fries. You see his
You feel
fail?
it? No.
Um, I don't know if it was this leg or the reverse leg where I guess in the Europa League, like you're not allowed to cut the holes in your socks.
Oh, I did see
So
that.
they had to
Yeah.
make him change his socks. I was like, bruh. Or cover it up or something. I
Yeah.
was like, fail.
I'm kind of hoping for I want Emery to win a trophy, but it'd be cool to see Freiburg win it.
Yeah.
First European final in their history. So
Insane.
yeah, they stormed the pitch, and I saw what's his name, the old German manager,
Joachim
Loud.
Löw?
Yeah, he was there. He was crying, because he's like a legend for Freiburg. Like
Mm.
I think he's got the most goals in club history. So
Oh
like,
wow.
he was like in the stands crying. It's like, bro,
Dang.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's hype. Um, yeah, sorry, mom. Missed out Mother's Day for Clásico. Missed out your birthday for the Champions League's final.
uh, yeah, Arsenal. We can touch quickly on the
Who you want to touch?
Champions League. I won't
Moving
touch
like
on that.
Alex Jimenez. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, bro!
I'm
Whoa,
kidding.
whoa,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
whoa,
I'm
whoa!
kidding. I'm kidding. That's a total joke. It's a
Yeah,
messed up
that is.
joke.
um, but Champions League, Arsenal, moving on versus Atletico. I was really disappointed in Atletico the way they played both legs.
Yeah.
I felt I think they just respected Arsenal too much or something.
Yeah, they played it safe. Um,
hmm And I knew it was over that second leg where they took out Julian Alvarez like with 20
I
minutes left.
think I think that was the injury I was mentioning. Because at
Oh,
first,
was
like
he?
he looked like he was getting hurt. He had like a knee to knee contact, and then he got hurt again. So I was like, I don't know if he's fully fit yet.
Oh,
Um,
okay. That would make a lot of sense. Because
but
I was like,
Griezmann, I thought Griezmann was their best player. He got
mm,
subbed too. I was like, ah. The one player that was really disappointing both legs for Atleti was Lookman.
yeah.
Had a lot of chances to put the game away. Um,
And then Bayern PSG. This was kind of a different one from the first leg where it's kind of open end, bang bang, goals constantly, 9 goal thriller. This one was what 1-1.
yeah,
But
2-1.
PSG,
No, no, you're right. 1-1.
yeah,
Yeah.
1-1. But yeah, PSG just defended really well,
Mhm.
compact, trying to get Bayern to beat them. But I saw a lot of people kind of hating on Elise, hater central posting about him, but
Yeah.
I don't think he played terrible. I thought his finishing was pretty poor, but I thought he was still kind of giving Nuno Mendes some problems.
Uh, I thought a little bit, but not as much as the first leg. I didn't
Mm.
feel like he had the influence. But PSG was kind of targeting him. Like even off goal kicks, they deliberately kick it out of bounds to his side. So then off the throw, they just straight away just compact him. It's kind of
Mm.
smart on their end, but
Yeah.
um, that was really smart.
Yeah, I thought I was kind of disappointed with Luis Diaz though. Like I know Elise got a lot of the slack, but I thought
Yeah.
I thought Diaz should have done better with scoring up against Zaire Emery. But
hmm
props to Zaire Emery.
Yeah, because that was one concern I had was going into the Arsenal game. I don't think Hakimi will be back yet still. Um, but I thought João Neves and Zaire Emery is like they both kind of interchanged at that right back spot,
Hmm.
and both did a pretty good job. Um,
But yeah,
Son
impressive,
gonna fill in
impressive to keep the Bayern, who's one of the best
quiet
attacking teams, quiet. Yeah,
because Harry Kane didn't really have a sniff at goal until that very end. I think Pacho,
yeah.
rightfully so, got man of the match. He didn't put a foot in wrong. Um, he had a crazy game. And another crazy, obviously, because we don't watch League on week in, week out, but like I didn't realize Marquinhos has only played 9 games in League on all year, but he's played all the champs games.
Yeah, even like Dembele, like he barely plays now.
Mm.
And these guys are just kind of saving up for
Yeah.
uh and for like Ballon d'Or, if like PSG win it again and let's say France end up winning, like I
Hmm.
bet Mbappe obviously like wants to win it with France and like be the main guy, but it'll be funny because then I feel like Dembele would end up winning Ballon d'Or again.
Oh yeah. Um, I don't know Vicha maybe. He's
Yeah,
Mr. Champions League.
yeah, he's gone crazy. But it'll be kind of
Unfortunately, I don't think France will win it all.
no.
Dictator on there. Yeah.
But yeah, to your point, it will be kind of interesting. PSG can kind of rest their guys, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas like
I know
Arsenal
they
are,
still got to shore up the league. They got 4 point league, but
yeah, but on like the flip side, like they're cruising a little more, whereas Arsenal were like fighting for this title
yeah,
here.
exactly. Yeah. Um,
But one other player that I was really disappointed in the second leg was
for Bayern.
Musiala, your boy.
Uh, yeah, coming off injury like that.
You know who he's kind of reminding me of right now?
Who, Musiala? Wirtz?
Nah, he's giving me Foden vibes.
Ah, they drop. Nah, but he came off an
Yeah,
injury. Yeah,
yeah,
you gotta
we'll
let him
see if that's.
pass.
Yeah, I guess I'd let him pass for now, but like, I don't know. He's kind of giving me Foden vibes falling off.
Nah, I don't think quite yet. Not yet. Um, so you want to touch on some other news, just craziness that have been going on around the world. Give your thoughts. So I was making jokes at Harish earlier when he misspoke, saying he wanted to touch people, but Alex Jimenez, he got exposed. I don't know who he got exposed by. I think he got catfished, and the catfisher was like trying to expose him. But anyways, he was messaging a girl, and the girl said she was 15, and he had some inappropriate messages, responses back. So Bournemouth, though, they did their due diligence. Suspended, not suspended, but said they're investigating, and then left him out the squad. Whereas like Arsenal, they had like Thomas Partey on those allegations, still playing week in, week out.
Mm.
Crazy. So his career's probably done. But Twitter was doing the rounds, and some of the memes was goofy. But that Marseille having some crazy news.
Oh, what happened with Marseille?
Apparently there's a lot of friction with Mason Greenwood. Like apparently the president doesn't like him anymore. Teammates don't like him because people, the teammates think like Mason Greenwood acts like he's the guy, like shows up late, attitude and all
Ah,
that. And then Aubameyang getting left out the squad apparently because he set the I think it was the board president. I have to get
yeah, I saw that.
the
Yeah,
fire extinguisher. I said, "Whoa, what is that?" Um, filled the president's bed with like fire extinguisher. I was like, "This guy's going crazy."
and
Um,
then I saw. Speaking of just tragic, but terrible news, Neymar also. Did you see the clip of him like going after like the 15-year-old kid? Because
uh-uh.
they were in training. He was his own teammate, and I guess he was cooking Neymar.
Oh, apparently that kid was Rubino's son.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, Neymar was like kind of all up in his face and like kind of trying to bully him physically and stuff. Like, not a good look.
Mm,
Like abusing that kid.
jeez. Yeah. Aubameyang, he dropped from the squad after spraying sporting director staffs with fire extinguisher because he enforced like a curfew at their training ground. Um,
That's crazy.
and then one other news I saw, which is crazy, was the government of Mexico. They decided to end the school year 40 days early, just a week before the World Cup starts. So the school holiday will be from June 5th to August 31st. So they have 3 months of holiday to enjoy the World Cup.
That's class.
That's
They understand the
crazy.
culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have any other news on my end.
And then Fabricio just tweeted Arteta saying he appreciates the referee for his bravery in overturning the call. Goofy. Um, so I guess, yeah, that's shameless. We can cover up the next week's game, which I think they're all falling on a Sunday, the next 2 weeks.
Ah. All right. So midweek on Wednesday, we have City against Palace.
Oh, that's right.
It's a big one. But and then Friday we got Villa Liverpool. And then Saturday, the big one, FA Cup
Mm.
final, Chelsea City. And then, yeah, to your point, all the other Premier League games will be on Sunday. Y'all host Nottingham.
7:30 on a Sunday.
Yeah. And then West Ham travel to Newcastle is a big one. Leeds are still kind of in relegation battle. They play Tottenham tomorrow, but they host Brighton next Sunday. And then the following Monday is Arsenal Burnley.
Mm. Around the league, we got on midweek Wednesday, basically the title.
You mean around the world?
Yeah, what'd I say?
Around the league?
Around the world in league on Wednesday, we got the title decider ultimately, Lens versus PSG.
Mm.
I'll take a PTO that day. Uh, a big game there. And then let's see. Um, Saturday, Bundesliga, nothing. Um, Sunday, we'll see Barcelona probably get their trophy versus Betis. Um,
And I think
Syria.
Betis, they're sitting in fifth in La Liga, but I think Spain gets the fifth spot for Champions League this coming year. So we might see Anthony back in Champions League.
Ooh. Uh, Dang. Well, fa- same.
Him and
Hopefully we play.
Isco.
Yeah. Hopefully we play them in the league phase. Syria. We got not that many interesting games. I'll be honest. I think one to look out for maybe just Como versus Parma as they're pushing for European spot, as well as Roma versus Lazio. As Roma got a big win today, late win to be in the UCL spot with Milan dropping points versus Atalanta. Um, and then so after this weekend, the following weekend will be basically Championship Sunday. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this week. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we'll be back next time to talk more footy, highlight game-changing super subs, and drop takes hotter than a derby's day. If you enjoyed the chat, make sure to subscribe, drop us a rating, and share the pod with your friends and family. But until then, keep the football chatter alive, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.